to Nashville, Tennessee, and just 2 weeks after round 2 on the Gulf Coast of Florida, the NGK Powerboat Series has headed back inland to calmer waters in Nashville, Tennessee for round 3. Nashville, the perfect place for the third Thunder on the Cumberland, the F1 boats fitting right in with this adventurous and fun-loving city. Before we head to Nashville, though, let's look back at what happened in round 2 in Gulfport. After 2 rounds, Spencer Love leads the way with 5:35, but Ashton Rinker is right there with him on 5:23.5, and it's Tracy Hawkins, Wesley Cheatham, Johnny Fleming, Dustin Terry, Greg Foster, and Ruben Stafford, all very much in the hunt with 2 rounds gone. Now here in Nashville, everyone will be gunning for championship leader Spencer Love, who likes the challenge of this Cumberland 3-mile course.
This is actually the course where I bought this boat last year. This is the first race that I had my new boat at when I got it last year. So it's a tight course. It's a lot of fun. It's different because we do the rolling start, but it's a different challenge. It's a lot of fun.
Last time out, Dustin Terry wrecked his boat hard in Gulfport with a heavy nosedive, but he's back in Nashville with an all-new boat.
We're in Gulfport in the last heat in the final. The boat went up in the air, it hit the next roller, the back end of the boat hit the next wave, and it dipped the nose down and it stuffed all the way down into the water. This race, you're going to see us in the number 5 boat. This was originally set up for Ruben Stafford. The 5 boat and the 3 boat are both exactly the same, but Ruben thought about some changes that he wanted to make to it. He extended the back of the boat over at Sport Marine with Mike Schubert, and now this boat handles amazingly.
As for Ruben Stafford, his kind gesture of passing his boat along to the championship contender Terry doesn't mean he won't be in the running for a win himself.
Dustin he's a very good racer. He's actually doing better in points. So between trying to set up the 2 boats and doing everything, it's probably better to have him in that boat. I'm still going to race my tail off, and there's no doubt. I love racing in the Cumberland River. The big crowd, you see all the bars, the people on the rooftops, everybody's waving, arms are going up. So yeah, it's one of the coolest venues to go to.
So plenty to fight for on the Cumberland River this weekend. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with all the action from Nashville after this.
NGK F1 Powerboat Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by TireRack.com, revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. By Motor Trend On Demand. Visit MotorTrendOnDemand.com. Start your free trial today. And by NGK Spark Plugs, the ignition specialists.
Welcome back to downtown Nashville, Tennessee, on the banks of the Cumberland River. Despite sweltering hot conditions, another great crowd for round 3 of the NGK F1 Powerboat Series. The Cumberland River is a tight freshwater 1-mile course where you can see the boats hitting over 120 miles an hour. With the rain gone, this could be ideal conditions for deck-to-deck close racing. And the high banks of the Riverfront Park and the pedestrian bridge give the perfect 360 view of the action for all the crowd. So then, let's head to Heat 2 with your commentators, Ralph Shaheen and Tim Sebold.
Getting ready to go racing, and the first rolling start of the season. In fact, the only one, watercraft pacing the field to the green, and we're off and racing here in Nashville. And jumping out to the early lead is Ashton Rinker in the yellow number 20, and a good lead.
Yeah, he really got a good jump on the field, and it's so important on that smooth water. But you can see these turns are so tight, it's like a single pin turn on each end.
Yeah, it's 4 corners, but it really is taken as just one big turn at each end. And this narrow river is going to be tough as we watch the fight back here inside the top 5, because that rough water has nowhere to escape.
You see all the guys bunched up, especially at the beginning. There's 5 guys fighting for second place, and you've got the faster guys coming through the field.
On board, Tracy Hawkins trying to find a smooth line through the water.
Wesley Cheatham and Spencer Love fighting for second position.
That's Love to the right, pulling away in the silver and black 24. Good fight down that straightaway. Closing back in on the corners is Cheatham as we go on board.
You can see Wesley's looking to the inside, the outside. The course is so narrow. You get a couple boats side by side, takes up the whole straightaway.
Good idea as to how rough that water is too. Here's Rinker, our race leader, the only driver who's finished in the top 3 at our previous 2 events.
Uh-oh, it looks like Spencer Love's having some problems. That's going to bring out the red flag.
Spencer Love was having a great run here in Heat 2, and now he's dead in the water. There's our watercraft pacing the field back to the green.
Brings up the restart with Ashton Rinker on the inside, Fred Durr on the outside.
Durr in the 96. Look at Rinker accelerate away.
Boy, he's really got that thing up to accelerate, and he's hitting the starts perfectly.
With 250 horsepower, these boats capable of going from 0 to 100 in about 4.5 seconds.
You can see how narrow this river is. By the time you put the safety zones up, you've got about 300 feet of action going both directions.
And you can see that current too really makes it tough to find any kind of smooth water.
Greg Foster coming up on the outside, trying to pass Fred Durr for second place. Got to hold their lanes because it's so tight.
Foster second at the last race in Gulfport, Florida.
Tracy Hawkins right on their heels, so if one of them makes a mistake, he's going to collect that spot. You can see it roughening up right now. Look at the hops the boats are taking, coming down the straightaway, bouncing as the water turns up.
That's Foster in the 53.
Fred Durr in the 96. Tracy Hawkins sliding up the inside in the number 2.
Boy, did you see Durr go wide?
He skipped out in the corner in the rough water.
Rinker and Foster and Hawkins still the top 3 here in Nashville in heat race number 2. And a battle now brewing for the top spot as Foster closes in on Rinker.
Looks like Foster's got a little top end, Rinker's got a little acceleration, so it's a good battle.
Oh, and way wide goes Foster.
Man, something went wrong there because he should have set the boat and stayed right on his hip. That puts Tracy Hawkins right up on him then on the last lap.
Final lap to go here in heat race number 2, and Rinker has led this one all the way. But can he hold off Hawkins? And all of a sudden, Hawkins is slowing.
Wow, last lap. I don't know what's wrong with Hawkins, but we got to find out on that.
Checkered flag falls for Ashton Rinker, who will take the win. And there is Hawkins on the inside of the racetrack. And the word coming from the team, he's out of fuel.
Wow, that's really going to hurt his chances in the championship.
Here's a look at the results from heat race number 2. Rinker, Foster, and Durr taking the top 3 spots.
We'll take a short break from Nashville, and we'll be back with more Thunder on the Cumberland after this. Welcome back to the home of the Tennessee Titans. Right now, there's a titanic battle taking place on the river next door, round 3 of the NGK F1 Powerboat Series. And this week, our NGK technical feature gives us a unique view of what it's like inside one of these F1 boats with local hero David McMurray as he takes us inside the cockpit of one of these aquatic missiles.
All right, guys, we're going to take a trip around the race course. First thing to do, of course, is they back us in the water. They give us the green flag. We're running as fast as we can, of course, down the straightaway, trying to get as much speed as we can, but stay in bounds. And you can always look ahead, you're trying to read the water before you get to the turns. So as we get to the turns, We're going to try to set the boat, so we'll trim it a little, get into this turn, and keep the throttle mashed. What we have right now, you see positive trim. We're coming out of the turn. You see my thumb working those buttons on there. That is how we determine the angle of the boat. We want to get it as high as we can without flipping over, turning maximum RPMs. You see right now I'm a little over 7,000. We trimmed under right now going into the turn. Watch the gauge on the dash up there. We don't really have a gauge, we just have a cable. To the far left is positive trim, and when it moves to the right, we're trimming under. See, now I'm getting into a turn, so you see it moving to the right and then back up to the left as fast as we can to pack that air under that tunnel. Very, very fast speeds on these straightaways. Of course, you see the city in the background passing us. We get into the turn, 4 to 6 Gs in that turn, back up on the trim again, down this Nashville course, it is flying.
Now, of course, the F1 boats aren't the only ones competing here in Nashville. Here's Ralph and Tim again to round up the Tri-Hulls, the F-Lights, and the J-Hydros.
Time to rock the Music City with some support class action, kicking things off with Formula Lights.
Yeah, the Formula, Jake Alkema gets in the back of Dan Trozen, but it's really the veterans that come through here with Jose Madonna Jr., Travis Thompson, and Austin Cheatham running out the top 3.
Well, then you move on to the smaller J-Hydros. They might be small, but boy, are they action-packed.
They sure are. Number 16, JK Boss, Jack Schubert winning another one.
I love watching these youngsters. Hey, Mom, I love watching these youngsters run. Next up, these might look a little more familiar. These are the Tri-Hulls, more like a pleasure boat.
Based on a production boat, Scary Jerry Rinker comes home with another win. David Wills and Darren Ware rounding out the top 3.
Well, I don't know how Scary Jerry is, but riding in one of these could be a pretty wild ride. Look at these things bounce.
Back to the main event now with poleman for Nashville, Greg Foster, who's hoping to improve on his position of 7th overall in the championship.
Today was a tough race. I started from, 5th row inside, and just working up through the traffic was tough. But we got up to the front, or close to the front. Almost got to first, but I made a mistake and almost blew it over. But got the boat back down and finished second. So, second and a third puts me on the pole. Ashton's a tough driver. He's really fast. So, I'm going to keep my head cool, and we need to finish races. We don't need to crash or anything. So we're just going to go out there and see what happens. And where it lies, it lies.
We'll take a short break, and when we come back, it's the big final race of the day from Nashville. Join us.
NGK F1 Powerboat Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by TireRack.com. Revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. By Motor Trend On Demand. Visit MotorTrendOnDemand.com. Start your free trial today. And by NGK Spark Plugs, the ignition specialists.
Welcome back to round 3 from Nashville, Tennessee, and as the boats head out for the final, let's take a look at the starting lineup with our commentary team of Ralph Shaheen and Tim Seabold.
Here we are at the halfway point of the season, getting ready to go with Greg Foster, Mark Profit, Tracy Hawkins, and Dustin Terry up near the front. But look who's buried deep in the field, Ashton Rinker.
Ashton qualified on pole, and he had an electrical problem in the first heat, and he really hurt him for his overall starting position for the final.
We are ready to go green with the Toyota Thunder on the Cumberland, and we're underway.
Greg Foster and Mark Profit, fuel-injected motor versus the carb motor, and the fuel-injected motor is right there with them.
And a great drag race back down the other way. Foster on board with him, but he's going to slip back to second place.
Wow.
Profit into the lead.
Look at the top end that he's got in that number 27 Arcadian-sponsored machine.
Profit out of Jacksboro, Tennessee.
Here comes Foster up the inside again. He's got it nice and loose. Taking first place.
You can hear him back out of that throttle, set that boat down, and now rock it back up the other end.
Had to slam it down and make the corner.
A sunny but very warm day here in Nashville, and look at these boats fighting through the current in the rough water.
18 boats in the final, and it's churning up the water. You can see Foster bouncing down the straightaway.
Foster, who was second at Gulfport, the only time he's been in the top 3 so far this season, looking to see if he can get to the top step of the podium today.
Well, Mark Profit is in second. Here we have the battle with Ashton Rinker and Dustin Terry for 4th place.
Rinker's been the most consistent driver so far this year in that number 20.
He's working his way up through the field. Jimmy Kerr, number 14, and number 15, Tim Kraft, 2 of our rookies.
Back to the front of the field we go, and here comes a battle for second, and it's Hawkins on the inside, making a nice move.
Got through clean on the inside, past Profit.
Running the in, oh, and a red flag is out. Red flag is out. The boats all come to an immediate stop as the race officials deal with this situation.
Oh my gosh, Tim Kraft running on the outside got pushed into the outer course markers, clipped him, made him hit the land.
He's okay, we're back to green.
Profit and Foster, 1-2 again going into the first corner.
And Hawkins still hanging on that inside in that yellow and purple boat.
He is right on him. If one of those two makes a mistake, Tracy's going to be right there to capitalize.
Boy, Profit and Foster just evenly matched here today on the Cumberland River.
Oh, it's tight on that far end. Foster's up the inside, but Profit keeps him tight so he can't accelerate as well.
Sometimes the offensive move is a little bit of defensive. Push that guy to the inside, take the speed away.
It sure is. You know, a course like this, it's all about corner speed and acceleration. Ashton Rinker works his way all the way up to 3rd place. Passes Tracy Hawkins.
Problem here, somebody's picked up a buoy.
Oh, Travis Yates gets another buoy. I don't know how many he's gotten this year.
Foster. Oh, Foster buries the front of the boat.
Foster nosedived it, staying to the inside, slows him down, and it looks like Rinker's going to pass him for second.
Rinker is now up into 2nd place, continuing his streak of the only driver to be in the top 3 at all of our races so far this year. On board with Spencer Love, struggling a little bit here in the main.
You know, he had some fuel issues this weekend, and it kind of hurt him on that first start. Dustin Terry coming up the inside. Foster's back and forth. He's just getting passed by Tracy Hawkins.
White flag is out. 1 more to go here at the Thunder on the Cumberland.
So it's a tight race. Foster in first.
Oh,
no!
He gets a buoy.
Oh, Greg goes from bad to worse.
First, he sticks it deep into the water with the nose, and now he's going to lose another position. And it looks like the 27 of Mark Profit will win his home race here in Nashville. But look at this battle to the line.
Battle to the line for 2nd place, and it looks like Tracy Hawkins clips Ashton Rinker right to the line. Wow, what a finish.
But Rinker will still finish in the top 3. And there's your winner from Jacksboro, Tennessee. Taking the victory is Mark Profit. Hawkins, Rinker, Foster, and Fairchild round out the top 5. It was a great race here at round number 3. Let's head down to the podium now and hear from our winner. Here's Mark Profit celebrating the victory.
That last race was really exciting. We had a start, me and Greg Foster, come down the front straightaway. He bumped me a little bit. I thought I had some speed on him, so I made it through the corner clean, and then I got in front of him. And I led the race till one of the local guys here, David McMurray, that was racing just about barrel rolled, and I let out the gas and let Foster get in front of me. So I really needed that restart that happened a couple laps later.
The standings after 3 rounds, Ashton Rinker leads the way. Then it's Tracy Hawkins, Spencer Love drops to 3rd. Then Wesley Cheatham, Greg Foster, Dustin Terry, Johnny Fleming, and David McMurray round out the top 8. And a little further down, Ruben Stafford in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is Travis Yates. And the rest of the chasing pack still have plenty of time to catch up before the season's over. Well, that's it from Nashville. Next up, it's Pittsburgh and round 4. We'll see you then. For Tim Seibold, Ralph Shaheen, and the entire crew, I'm Jonathan Green. This has been a presentation of the CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.